Good day, fellow investors. So my friend is selling his business and now we have to deal with a few dozen millions to manage. And this video will be about my pitch. What are my ideas when it comes to managing such significant sums of money? Let me start by discussing asset management, then discussing my idea about how to approach managing large sums of money, and then of course conclude with the strategy. I have been now in the finance business for more than 6 years now, with clients, with everything, and I have had many offers to set up a fund. They will cover all the costs and everything, and I never did it, and I even am not attracted to do it. I did set up a fund 8-9 years ago in the Netherlands, but something was wrong in that line of business for me, so I prefer doing what I'm doing now, educating, doing research, and showing what I do. And my issue was that when it comes to investing, I think that the first and most important thing is that the strategy, investments, and everything, explanations, risk and reward, have to be perfectly aligned with the investor. That's the theme of this video, and you'll see later how things can easily get wrong. For example, a few years ago I made this video where we analyzed a 13 million portfolio from another friend, and all that he did was give it to, I don't know, it was UBS or some other bank. They took the 13 million, they put the 13 million into 3 different funds, they took 0.9% of that 13 million, and that's it. Was that aligned with the client? Absolutely no. And I don't know how that story ended there, but 0.9% for nothing is a lot of money. As Warren Buffett says, when a person with money meets a person with experience, the one with experience ends up with the money, and the one with money leaves with experience. And that is Wall Street, and Wall Street is about the business, not the client. So there is some fight inside me telling me that it should be about the client when it comes to such endeavors and managing such sums of money, not about the business. Because, as we mentioned, 1% fee for nothing, just distributing the funds, is crazy. Hedge funds take 2 and 20, and the great example here is Ray Dalio's Bridgewater, 2% average management fee, so they took in $2 billion in 2016 when the funds produced gains of less than 3%. I don't know if this is correct, but from January 2012 to December 2022, compound annual return of 1.5% for Bridgewater. I know they never beat the market, but that's a total return of 17% for huge fees. And if you check how rich is Ray Dalio, here it is for not beating the market. That is Wall Street. Of course, Ray Dalio does something else. He keeps things stable, but there is a cost to it, no matter what he says. There is always, with Buffett, with everyone, what they say and what they have actually done or are doing. There is a huge difference there. And also with anybody in the business, so it's always, if you can focus on the client, then everything else is less relevant. And the most important thing is then the client. As I always say, see how the risk and reward fits you. I can explain the risk and reward, but you have to understand, and only you can understand yourself to understand how it fits you. So the first point is to create a strategy based on my experience, research, and everything that is aligned with the individual. On my research platform, I share my research, I share my portfolios, and then investors there have to see how that fits them. But on 20-30 million there, we can make a strategy that is tailored, but of course not for this price. Another great example of why a strategy has to be aligned with the investor is Berkshire. Yes, Warren Buffett is the greatest investor of all time, but look at this. So if I invested with him 1998, after 13 years I would have done less than 2% per year. And that is without dividends, so 13 years of practically nothing. Of course, if you invested here, you would have done really, really well. But the question is, how many investors survive this 13 years of nothing? And there have been other periods when Warren Buffett did nothing for a decade, 1968, 1978. So you have to see whether the investor, the asset manager, even if great like Buffett, is aligned with your interests, clients, and we are all different, life gets in between, and therefore it has to be aligned. Berkshire is a great business, now too expensive. Most likely going forward this will be the case over the next 10-15 years, definitely not this, but that is investing, and therefore I always say, with bigger sums of money, but also with small sums of money, tailored solutions. And that's what I do. I share my research and try to educate on the risk and reward. Unfortunately, it's up to you to see how it fits you. When it comes to my idea, I think it's pretty clear. Tailored solutions for the investors. Send me an email if you have 10, 20, 30 million to be managed. Strategy. We do the strategy based on my experience, 20 and more years of looking at investments, a Ph.D. We do the analysis, I do the analysis, I prepare strategies, pitches, ideas, I follow the markets, I look at what's going on, what's the risk and reward, and then try to build a portfolio together with the client's interests at first, discussing before the purchase, after, so really practically me working for the client instead of me just managing a fund, taking 2%, 2 and 20% and hasta la vista. Of course, I'm going to base it on a value investment strategy where we try to focus first on the risks, what can go wrong, instead of chasing rewards. That is value investing. And if we can do 50% every few years by waiting patiently for those opportunities, diversifying as much as necessary, that's about it. 1% fee for the strategy implementation and then 10% on profits. I think that is fair also to keep me as motivated, or say the same as it is my money. So I think it's a good solution for investors that want to have control over their money. Thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated on this. We'll see if I can show what I do and I manage how on the research platform. Definitely the research that I do for this portfolio will be on the research platform. Whether the portfolio will be or not depends on the client. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.